So I wanted to make a quick one on the new Ninja Turtles game that just dropped recently, Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. And it's the same team who made the Scott Pilgrim vs. the World game, and I played that game with my buddies a little bit a while ago, and it was actually pretty fun. That one is a fun beat 'em up that reminisce of the old times, like the arcade cabinet ones, like The Simpsons. There was that other Ninja Turtle game one. And it was just so much fun playing that game. And this one I feel like is another success from that team. So in this one we play as the 4 Ninja Turtles, and also we get to play as Splinter and April O'Neil, which is a total of 6 players. Because you can actually do 6-player couch co-op, which was insane to me when they announced that. And if you don't have anyone to play with, you can play with people online up to 4 players. So it really is one of those games where you can have your buddies over and you all can just have a good time playing the game. That's what me and my buddies did. We played online and it was a lot of fun playing this game together. There's not really much of a story here. Really, it's just Shredder trying to get revenge on the Turtles, and it's like just like almost their whole rogues gallery is out to get them, or at least that I know of, because I'm not like a huge Ninja Turtle fan, so I really didn't even know most of the characters that were here. So if you really do love the franchise and you're super into it, you'll probably recognize a lot of the characters here that I didn't recognize. And I really do like that aspect where they really delve deep into the lore of the Ninja Turtles, from the TV shows to the movies, where you can really go in and probably see a bunch of Easter eggs that I probably missed. However, there are some issues I do have with the game, unfortunately. Even though at first impression I thought it was really good. I love how polished the game is. Really, we hardly ran into issues. The only real issue was with connectivity online, because there were some instances where one of my friends said that they couldn't see anything on the screen and things were moving around, but really they weren't really a part of the action, so we had to get out of the map and then go back in. And sometimes even in arcade, you can't really start over in arcade, so really had to start that over. And it was just like stuff like that that kind of ruined the experience in terms of online. But in just regular couch co-op, it's pretty much polished, and I really appreciate the team over there really polishing the game at launch, and it really had no other issues besides connectivity. So maybe they come out with a patch in order to fix that. Another thing that I have some issues with is really just the longevity of the game, because really all you can really do is just story in arcade mode. Even though that's fun and you can really replay the game as different characters, there's up 6 characters, and it's also Casey, which is the 7th character, and you beat him by beating the story mode the first time, and you get Casey and you play the game again as Casey. But other than that, I really do feel like maybe they should have added a little bit more, because in terms of length, I feel like this is shorter than Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Really, things move way faster. The build to the bosses are relatively short compared to Scott Pilgrim, and I really do think that maybe they should have added more in terms of what we can do, because really we're only limited to 2 things. And in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, we had like mini games and stuff like that, side stuff that we can do. Sure, there are collectibles and secrets that you can find throughout the worlds, but still I feel like maybe they should have put a little bit more content for us to really enjoy the game for longer. Because after you really beat the game maybe 2 times, 3 times, I've beaten it in a total of almost 6 times already in the various difficulties, and I really do feel the strain already. I already do feel like maybe I'm done with the game already, even though it is super fun to play with your friends, because like just pure gameplay alone lasts for so long. So I really do think that maybe in the future they add more stuff that we can do, but unfortunately right now I don't think it's worth the $25 price point. If you're really gonna get this game, I suggest you get it through the Game Pass. It's free through there. And another thing is that instead of having the RPG system where you can grind your stats and stuff like that, this one is a little bit more straightforward, where every character has their own specific stats and specific play styles. And me personally, I love playing April, Donatello, and Casey, because for them 3, they were pretty much more my playstyle, and I think probably them 3 are better than most of the roster. And that's my personal opinion on it, but I do think that it's worth giving a shot at every single character. Each one is fun in their own way, and they have their own benefits and their disadvantages. And I really do like some part of it being base stats, and every character has their own specific stats, because that kind of removes the grind factor from the Scott Pilgrim game. Because I had some problems with that, because really you have to grind a lot in order to be able to take on some of the boss fights, but it wasn't terrible, that grind. So maybe they should have added something a little bit more where you can get stronger or whatnot, but as you do story mode, you do get better moves, and you get more of your super bars, so you can use your supers more often, and even get into radical mode. And let's talk about radical mode for a second. Radical mode is kind of useless really in practice against boss fights, because basically you're not invulnerable, but you move faster and stuff like that. And I really do think that maybe it should have improved radical mode a little bit more, because really in boss fights it's kind of useless since they knock you out of it most of the time. You're not really able to really fully use that mode. So maybe they should probably have improved that system in order for people to not just feel like radical mode is just useless. And this on the matter of supers, I feel like this game is too easy compared to Scout Pilgrim versus the World. And you can really cheese the game by essentially just spamming your supers on all the bosses, really, because a lot of the time the AI doesn't really do anything. I've played it on Gnarly and on OK, and really the AI kind of feels the same for me. They're not really more aggressive. They really just let you do your supers and let you do your taunts for you to charge up your super faster. And I really do think that maybe they should improve the AI, because sometimes it's pretty stupid how sometimes they really just stare at you sometimes and wait for you to do something instead of then coming after you. So I really do think that they should probably improve on that, because really I felt that maybe the game was too easy. And essentially in the harder difficulties, really it's a fixed number of enemies. Me and my friend tested this out, and really it's the same amount of enemies no matter who's playing, or for what we found, really it's the same amount of enemies. And really the only difference is that they just do more damage. So essentially, in theory, if you and your friends are just playing through, really you only need 3 people to take down the game by themselves, and the rest of them could just do nothing and just wait and just charge the supers and spam it. So for me personally, I would have rather had it have more enemies compared to just the enemies doing damage. But on enemies, I do love the design of the game. I like how vibrant it is. I like this more 8-bit style of art. It looks great. I like all the enemy types, so you don't get bored of beating up the same enemies over and over again. I like how they're using more stuff from the lore. You fight a lot of bosses that you might recognize from a lot of the franchise. And overall, it looks great just going around the different levels and these different maps that you go on through. So overall, I did enjoy the game, but I am worried about how long this game will last in terms of replayability, because you kind of hit a wall at certain points, and really it becomes super repetitive at times. So I really do hope that they add more content, because right now I don't think it's worth the price point. There are other games at this price point that you get a ton of content, and here I feel like in terms of content it falls flat for me. But in terms of gameplay, is actually a lot of fun. So if you're looking for a game for you and your buddies to really get together and play something, I definitely recommend getting this game. So it's time for me to give the final verdict for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. This game was a ton of fun. Me and my friends had a blast with this, and I'll probably continue playing it when they come over or something like that. But overall, I really do feel like maybe they should have put more in it, because it does feel kind of bare bones. But despite that, I am going to give this game a 7 out of 10. It's still a good game regardless. And if you're looking to play this, it's available on PlayStation. It's available on the Game Pass. But I do recommend either just getting it on the Game Pass, or one of your friends just buy it on PlayStation and all of you just bring your controllers and play together. Because really, I don't think it's worth the $25 price point, at least for now. So hopefully maybe in the future they change some things. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. I know this is a short one, but there's really not much for me to talk about since the game is kind of bare bones. But follow me on Twitch. I am streaming here and there again, and I'll also leave some links for some of my friends' stuff in the description. But thank you guys for stopping by, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.